We're here. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's Rebel Mystic live stream. So we're continuing our series, I guess now, on the current astro weather, and we'll share a little bit with you guys how it's making us feel. The aftermath of everything, and because we just went through Friday the 13th, we're in Mercury retrograde.
The lunar eclipse.
Yeah, the lunar eclipse. The full moon in Scorpio. Oh my god. So I know for me, this one is killing me. I can't focus. It's complete chaos energy. A lot of, I'm not in my body. Like, the downloads are incredible right now. So if you're getting a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts that interrupt each other, kind of like, all of a sudden bout of ADHD. If you don't already have that, you probably are experiencing even more. See, I can't even talk. So yeah, a lot of emotional upheaval, a lot of just trying to get myself situated. I think that's where my biggest issue is right now, is I feel very unsituated. I feel very unhinged, and that's fun.
I just realized my word for the year is unmoored.
Yes, it is. Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's
So,
why I feel good.
Yeah.
Because I'm feeling great.
Okay. See? She's doing great. I'm about to roll off a cliff.
Are you in the middle?
I'm just here.
Yeah. It's wonderful stuff. Yeah. So and this all, help me out. This all depends on your birth chart, where it falls, how.
Your constitution.
Yeah. What you're releasing already.
Yes.
Or not choosing not to release.
Yeah. Oh, that, and I think that's going to be a big one, because like we talked about last week, one of the biggest themes was sacrifice. And, reflecting on what is sacred in you, in your life, in your path, in your, words, they're not working, but what's sacred to achieving your ultimate goals. And then reflecting on, what needs to be sacrificed so that can be manifested and supported.
Yep.
So if you're not looking at what you need to sacrifice at this time, you're probably not, you're going against the tide. We were just talking before we started, like for me, I feel like it is that churning sea of milk right now. So it's very chaotic. Think of the worst, sea voyage where the ship is being tossed, and they end up in the big tornado, and I can't even name it. I can't even recall the name. So good times, right?
The vortex has sucked the words.
The words are just gone. Like, I'm useless right now. Seriously,
You are not
useless. I need to go hide in the woods. That's what I keep feeling like. I really need to go run and hide in the woods. So. Yeah.
Well, so we are having our Taurus Scorpio axis activated in this eclipse season, which we know because Allie Jordan told us.
Yes. Hey, Allie, if you're out there.
If you don't follow Allie yet, follow her. Alstrology is her name. So wherever Taurus and Scorpio are in your charts, that is where you're getting lit up. What are you thinking?
Because where Scorpio is in my chart.
Where is Scorpio in your chart?
I believe it's in the house, like, where death and grief is associated.
Yeah.
Which is already Scorpio energy.
Yeah.
So it's a double whammy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense for you.
Yeah.
And if you don't know where that is in your chart, go to astro.com. And you'll just put in your birth information, and it'll tell you a free report. So you'll see the houses there. If you want all of this explained to you, you could look back at our live events, our live live tea talk with Allie Jordan, and she explains exactly how to do that.
She does.
You can also schedule with Allie.
Yeah.
To have your in-depth chart reading done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have Scorpio in my house of like vocation and career. And then I have Taurus in my house of pleasure. So maybe that's why I feel good.
See, that's good.
Thanks.
I don't know where yours is, Leandra. Your North Node is in Scorpio.
I don't freaking know. You're the keeper of my chart. Because I can't.
Yes.
Yeah, you're my keeper.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. You're looking up yours.
I can't even make sense of it right now.
Right, it looks chaotic. See, everything chaos. It's just chaos right now.
So there's Taurus, which is
And
your
Scorpio's here, right?
And see how convenient this is? Like, you can just pull it up on your phone and check it out.
home and family.
Home and family.
Oh,
And vocation.
And vocation. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Oh, we're the same in the Taurus then. Okay.
So if you know what yours is, you can drop it in the comments.
Yeah,
I'd love
that'd
to
be
know
great.
how this is activating for you.
Yeah. Or how are you feeling? Like, seriously, how is everybody feeling out there when it comes to this season? Like, how are you seriously feeling? Because you can see just from the three of us, like, all of us are very different in how we're receiving this energy. And how it is, interacting with our personal space and our personal energy. So I'm feeling chaos. Erin's great. You're somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I have a lot of physical pain, but I also am dealing a lot of family stuff too. So it
that makes sense with it falling in your family. Yeah. So please comment. What are you feeling today? Because we just went through some serious energy, and we're not done, by the way.
I am ready for Gemini season.
It's coming.
I am ready for
it's coming.
it.
But we're not done yet. We have a lot more coming. And I always like to equate this back to what am I doing every single day to help fill that cup? Mm-hmm. So this morning when I'm laying awake at 3 a.m. because I can't sleep because this energy is so crazy, I was trying to meditate. So I'm trying to breathe. I'm trying to breathe through it. And I'm so awake. I just told them this story. I'm so awake. My Google Watch, my Galaxy Watch, is telling me to get up and move around because it thinks that I'm just active. Yeah. So throw the watch across the room.
That's what I would be doing.
Yes. And focus on something that you can do for yourself that brings you back to center. So mine was breathing and meditating. So meditating on things I either want to manifest or meditating on things that I know that make me feel whole and centered. So that's what helped me at least get back to sleep. Well, and herbs. Herbs help me a lot right now. So find those things that really refill your cup during these times, especially if you're feeling out of sorts, if you're feeling the chaos, if the downloads are not letting up. And even now as I'm talking, I'm still getting downloads and I can't make sense of them. They're so chaotic. There's so much coming right now. And I can't sift anything out to speak to it. So it's one of those things where I have to sit down with my journal, with my pen, and I literally have to just start writing and just total brain dump of everything that's coming. And that gives me some relief for a little while until this all passes. So definitely find those things for yourself that really help you come back to center. But if you're feeling good, I guess just go with it. Let it happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, something that's been coming up in even though I feel really good, is this idea of my life not looking the way I thought it would. And so this is something we've been talking about, eclipses and eclipse season, especially in Scorpio, is about releasing things from our lives, pruning things, sacrificing. And often we have to sacrifice illusions of what could have been or what we thought should have been.
Expectations of other people.
Yeah, definitely.
And in the place of the illusion, we have to actually accept what is real.
Yes.
And that can make us feel like we've lost something because because we have to grieve what we expected
Yeah.
in order to accept what's actually in front of us.
And grief is the big theme right now, is grieving. I've done my share of grieving during the season. Stacy has.
Yeah.
Definitely Erin. Aw.
I've lost a lot of chickens. I'm a chicken keeper, and we had another chicken die yesterday. We've lost, we had a flock of 10 and we're down to 3 in just a few weeks. So
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
sacrificing to the land is how I feel about
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and other forms of grief too, you know, like just thinking back to as a child what I thought my life would be like as an adult, and then being an adult and seeing what life is actually like.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like shit.
I don't want to adult anymore.
I don't want it.
Like it was a trick to get us to grow up,
It
you
really
know?
is. It really is. They tricked us.
Yeah, and relationships with people that you thought would always be a certain way, and then you have to get real about like maybe that person never is going to be who I see them to be inside. Like that potential is never going to happen.
Right.
So how do I get real about who they actually are, and what does that mean for the relationship?
Yeah.
Loving from a distance.
Loving from a distance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And how to renegotiate that.
Yeah.
Renegotiate the boundaries then.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother navigation system.
It is. And what is adulting, really? Learning to navigate.
Right, yeah.
Learning to navigate energy, relationships, self, personal wellness, the wellness of your family, traffic.
Taxes.
Taxes. Oh, yeah, taxes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And finding, you know, in the midst of navigating all of that, like, is it reflecting what I need and want?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I living the life that I should be living versus the life I was told I should live?
Yes.
And that could be its whole grieving process.
I was just gonna say that.
Oh my God. Great minds. So, yeah. Like, what were you gonna say about that? Just make that statement.
Yeah, just that there's a lot of grief processes throughout our life that we don't really label as grief, but it is. You're losing something that maybe you've done your whole life to create a better part of yourself.
Yeah.
Or, you know, just a better everything in general.
Mm-hmm.
So, grief is not taken serious enough in our culture.
Oh, it's not. It's absolutely not. We need to grieve. It's cleansing.
Very much.
Yeah, it feels so taboo.
It does. Yeah.
It's like you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Or like when we allow ourselves to go into our grief, like there's like a sense of weakness.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, for sure.
Because we can't be productive when we're grieving.
No.
Right.
We can't be helping everybody else when we're grieving.
And
Yes.
but okay, so here's my issue with our culture's view on grief. We're not productive when we're grieving, but we are. We're productive for ourselves.
To be more productive in your everyday life.
Yeah. Like, why can't we be productive for ourselves and have that account for anything?
Yes. It's a different idea of what it means to be effective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not being effective for somebody else's idea of what I should be doing.
Right. Right.
But I'm effectively addressing my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where, especially when I start working with shadow work with others, is the idea that our personal shadows contribute to the collective shadow. So if we want to address the collective shadow, racism, systemic, anything in it, you know, misogyny, fascism, whatever it is that we want to address in the collective shadow, we need to address it first in ourselves.
Sorry, we're reading your comments.
Yes.
We're too far away here, so I had to keep my phone out.
You're like, what's that over there?
I am with you, Jean.
Yeah.
I am feeling heartbroken. And I think that's a lot of what I grieve these days is I grieve the American dream and what that actually means for people.
Yeah.
I grieve the choice for capitalism and what that means for people.
Yes.
I grieve what has happened to people of color and the indigenous. I spent months like lost in the grief of that.
Yes.
So I feel you so much on that.
Yeah. And going back to the capitalism thing, we've talked a lot about that this past week.
Yeah.
About how our capitalistic society and shadow has created a lot of pitfalls for a lot of people. We've lost our sense of personal responsibility. We've lost a lot of our freedoms even due to capitalism, because what we're marketed to becomes what we believe to be right. There's so many things that the injection of marketing and capitalism tell us is acceptable or not acceptable. And you're probably seeing it with political ads right now. You're probably seeing it with just noticing that, the beauty industry is a great one. They're constantly telling us that we're not good enough. We're not pretty enough. We're not thin enough. We're not dressed well enough. All this stuff.
Not young enough.
Not young enough. And it's all bullshit. There's nothing there that is truth. You don't need that new cream to be accepted. What we need is here. We need to come from within. And that can be a grieving process in itself, because you're giving up this old ideal, this old collective shadow that you've been so integrated and indoctrinated into, that once you start letting it go, it feels like a void, like something's left behind that can't be filled until you find yourself and you start living the life that you were meant to live. And that's really what our Rebel Mystic community is about. It's about creating that life for yourself that is holistic, that speaks to where you are in this world and where you need to be, and uncovering the layers upon layers upon layers of glue, really, that adhere you to a specific idealism or mindset or community standard that never really fit you well. Were you meant to be married and have kids and have the college degree and in debt for the rest of your life? Maybe not. Maybe you were meant to be the person who works with animals in the woods and protects them, but because you were told to go this other route, you've always felt that vacancy in your life and you're trying to fill it with other things. So when we start buckling down and analyzing and journaling and realizing what we really need and want in our lives, then we create this whole different perspective of what we can accept as right and true for ourselves. And when we can do that, then we can start living that magical life that is filled with wonder, that's filled with agreement with our energy. And I've noticed once I am living in agreement with my energy, and that's not to say that nothing, like right now, chaos, right? That's not to say you never experience chaos, but it means that you're able to navigate it and do things differently, so that you're not completely thrown off your axis and you go on a 10-day bender because you can't handle the energy.
Right, it takes us back to like the personal responsibility thing.
Yeah.
Just noticing that it's happening and making an effort to change it.
Absolutely.
The community is also exactly what it says. It's for community. It's to let you know that you're not alone in this and you have a support system.
Right.
Because that's important.
Right. That's what we're trying to create, is a community support system. All right. Well, with that said, we have to open the shop.
Yes.
So we will see you guys next week, same time, same place. And, stay in touch with us and let us know how you're doing this week. Okay. Bye, guys.